find power. It's in your presence that I find myself.
Pastor Beyond, could I say something for a minute? I just want to comment on the young girls that were dancing here today. And it made me think about an experience I had Friday. I had two of my neighbors' young girls, and one of them was Kia's daughter, and of course Jackie's granddaughter. And I just sat there all day listening to them until one of them had to go back home. And I listened to them talk about their school, their teacher, their bus driver. And I just want to say that if we listen to our children, we can learn a lot from them and do a lot better to give them what they need to do what we saw here today. And whoever works with these young girls, I just want to say, continue to inspire them. Mom, Dad, continue to do this because they are going to be our future, whichever direction they go in.
Amen.
And these girls are doing a wonderful job.
Amen. Today our reading will be coming out of Hebrews, the first chapter. We'll be in the first through the fourth verse. I like to say this. Next month we have our men's conference. I think this will be the third one. Yeah, the third one. We have Pastor Medad from Uganda, Africa, powerful speaker. And that'll be on the 12th, October the 12th, Sunday at 5 o'clock. But we also trying to plan a men's all-nighter. Yeah, no women. yeah. And the purpose of it is to get young men. I'm going to try to get my son to go. I'm going to try to get your son to go. Get young men. We get all the young men. We going what we got in mind so far is
I'm babysitting.
Going out towards like Potomac Mills, and we just going to have some fun. We might do some shopping, might have some fun, do some events. And then we're going to spend the night here at the church. We're going to spend the night, yeah, who you look like? Yeah, church. Church. Yeah, we're going to spend the night. We got DVD, we got everything upstairs. We're going to order some food, and we're just going to have some fellowship
PlayStation
time.
4.
Amen. So if you know any little young men, I don't know, around the age of 12 and up, invite them out. We're gonna just hang out. God has blessed us with some men that's living right. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard to get men in church, but to get men in church that's serving God, that's something there. That's the strength of a strong. That's a sign of a strong church. So what we intend to do is impart that on the younger generation. Amen. Amen. So if you know anybody, let them know about the men's conference, the all-nighter. That we're gonna pull all night. John, you gonna be able to hang?
I'm gonna try my best.
Amen. When you get it, can you please stand? Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. Hallelujah. Pop Metal, you think you can hang, swing with the old young dogs? Huh?
Go where he came.
My nights are short.
Hey, Pop, you be asleep, they be putting mustard in your ear and everything. Amen. Amen.
That's the reason I'm here today.
And it reads, it says, God, who at sundry dry times and in divers manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he hath made the worlds, who being the brightness of his glory and the expression image of his person, and upholding all things by his word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sin, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Being made so much better than the angels, as he hath by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than that. You may be seated.
Amen.
Oh, God, we thank you for your word, Lord God.
Yes, yes.
We thank you for taking a seat.
Yes.
Because the seat means it is finished.
Yes.
You have done your job. Our job is just to believe, Lord
Yes.
God. If we have faith, the size of mustard seed, we can say, be thou removed. And that mountain got to go.
Yes.
Lord God, we just thank you for all the honor, for all. We we honor you, and we thank you for all that you're doing in our lives, in our church, and in our family lives. Lord God, I ask that you use me as a vessel, that I may speak the words of you, not of me, Lord God, that I may give wisdom and understanding from a heavenly sense, Lord God, that the church may understand what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Lord, we thank you and we bless your name. In the precious name of Jesus, amen. Amen. As you can see, the subject or the title will be all the way. It'll be all the way. It'll be all the way. This particular epistle was written to Hebrew Christians who were wavering in their faith, but also to future readers of the Bible. Although addressed to Hebrews who had been considering Jesus, or Hebrew Christians who were homesick for Judaism. This book speaks to everyone who is wondering why they should follow Christ and his grace. This was wrote to a people who wanted to go back to the old thing, who liked the way it used to be, only because they couldn't keep the faith. They wanted it how they wanted to see it. They wanted to work for it, not knowing that it was condemning them anyway. It was written to a folks that was waving in the face that because they couldn't operate in grace and didn't understand God's grace, they wanted to work for it. So they was considering going back. Sometimes you don't want the old thing back. Yeah, and I say to you, anything that you walked away from before you met Jesus, don't accept it back. I say anything or anybody that you left before you met Jesus, don't go back.
Hallelujah.
Don't go back. The people were considering going back to their old religion because of their lack of faith. You notice that I say old religion. It was going back into playing church. Yeah. They was going back into looking good. They was going back into praise the Lord and hate you in their heart. Yeah. They was going back and talking the good talk and walking nothing. They wanted their old way back.
Feeling bad.
That's right. The old way that had no power. The old way when they was doing it themselves. They was considering going back to the law. They were considering going back to the law, to the letter. What was meant to bring life, it brought death. Because if you broke one, you broke them all.
Amen.
And you get what you got. It wasn't no grace. You get what you got.
That's right.
Yeah. And they wanted that old way back, not understanding that old way was meant to draw them to Christ. That was the intended purpose. The purpose was to show them that they're not good enough on their own. It was to show them they need Jesus. You can't do it by yourself. And this transcends its ancient audience and gives answers to the seekers of today. It tells us why we should go all the way. This is what this letter about. It's telling us this is to every person who considering going back. It's funny how we forget when we was there how miserable we was. But when we get out for a little while, we want to go back. Sort of like an old relationship. I went through hell in that relationship, but when I get lonely, I want to go back. Yeah. So this letter was written to encourage them, to let them know who Jesus is and all that he done and the finished work of Christ, and to encourage them and let them know that he made provision for them, to let them know you don't have nothing to go back to. You got everything to look forward to. So it's to encourage them to go all the way. So as Christians, we are called to preserve. Despite the temptations, despite trials, despite discipline, despite the backsliding, we still can do it. Because God has made a way and he has paid the cost for all of our sins. I say all of our sins. So he made provisions to ensure that we get into heaven. It's no doubt, it's no doubt or it's no question whether you're going to make it to heaven or not. The question is, are you going to have a piece of heaven on earth? Yeah. That's right. That's right. So that's the question. Are you willing to bring heaven down through faith on earth as it is in heaven? Give us this day. Y'all know the prayer. So the question is if you save, you're going to heaven. But do you want heaven on earth? Or do you want that hell on earth? And have to wait for the latter part? That's a fool. I want mine now. If he guaranteed me, I want it now. Everything that he gave me, every promise that he promised, I want it now. I don't know about you, but I want mine. I want mine. I want you to know that God is faithful and has prepared a heavenly home for us. These was the wandering people. These are the people that wanted to go out, the half-committed people. These are the people that was in and out. Sometimes they in, sometimes they out. The kind of people that I say ain't good for nothing. They're scrapping the fence. Yeah. You got to understand, a woman don't want no half-dead man. Huh? Every time something go down, he's ready to pack his bags, he's ready to go home. Right? A woman don't want that. Yeah. So a woman that want a man that's all in or nothing. She don't want a man that's here today and gone tomorrow. A man that can't support, right? Somebody that you can't count on. Men don't want no half-dead women in the club more than they home. I say men don't want no half-dead women in the club and out of place more than they home, or more than when I say home, in the relationship. I'm saying in the relationship, not physically out, but I'm saying not mentally there. But men want women that's there too, just like women want men that's there. So in the same sense, God don't want no halfway saints. I got a tendency to call them ain'ts. Yeah, the ones that scratch the fish, they ain't saints, they ain'ts. They ain't got no power, they ain't got no dominion, and they ain't got no authority. Hallelujah. Amen? God is looking for a people who will say, I'd rather die in faith than live in fear. God is looking for somebody that's willing, that's counted the cost and willing to pay the cost. And willing to follow him no matter what. Somebody doesn't say, come hell or high water, I'm going to trust you, Lord. Come sickness or death, I'm going to trust you, Lord. Come the bills or the rent, man, I'm still going to trust you, Lord. The job acting up, I'm going to trust you, Lord. The kids acting crazy, but I'm still going to trust you, Lord. I may be sick in my body, but I still trust you, Lord. Because you can find anybody that'll be with you when everything going well. Huh? That's right. That's right. But just like we want people that's faithful and that'll be there for us, God looking for people that'll be there for him and with him and in him. So God is saying he wants people that'll go all the way. Or people that'll count the cost. Sometimes, a lot of times it costs you friends, it costs your family, it costs you jobs, it costs you sometimes. That's right. But it's well worth it. It's well worth it. That little pain that we experience just for the moment can't compare with what God has prepared for us. And the provisions that he made. So God looking for a people that'll give it all, that'll go all the way, but holding nothing. That's what God looking for. He looking for somebody that'll give themselves away. Somebody that say, I'm all in. There's some of us that have been in the streets and been all in for different things, but God wants you to be all in for him, because we serve a jealous God. He said, how you going to give the world more than what you gave me? How you going to be committed and faithful to them dudes more than you are to me? He said, I want you, he said, because you either with me or you against me. Yeah. He said, you either with me or you against me. So God looking for men and women that are, and that's in your mistakes, that's in your backsliding mistake, that's in your mess, that's what, anything you're going through, God still wants you to say, I still trust you. And I'm going through, and I look bad, and I'm kind of greasy, my nose snotty, but I still trust and I love you, Lord. Yeah. Why? Because he'll never leave you nor forsake you. That's why. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. Now, the purpose of this epistle is to show that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, both God and man, is that the true, eternal, and one and only prophet, king, and high priest that was shadowed by the figures of the old law. So we had types and shadows of these little glimpses of Jesus in the Old Testament. But now he came to fulfill the law. He came to show himself to be true and who he is. But we had glimpses in the Old Testament of who he is or who was to come. But now he's here. So it's no sense of going back. Why would you trade the real thing in for a phony, fake thing? So what God did, he cleansed us from our sins and his wonder of love beyond our uttermost powers and admiration, gratitude, and praise. In Christ we have a tangible, visible representation of the substance of God. What it's saying is when somebody introduces you to Jesus, you become in a relationship with Jesus, you know God. Yeah. Because if you have seen the Son, you've seen the Father. Amen. So he said, so when we accept Jesus in our life, Jesus is a representation of the Father. Amen. 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 So, although we haven't seen God, because we serve an invisible God. Amen. Yeah, we serve an invisible God who stepped out on nothing and created everything by his word. And he manifests himself through his spirit. And we can see his power and he's evidence. You can see him everywhere. It says God has appointed the Son to be the heir of all things. His future and his destiny are clear. The Son has also been the agent of creation, the one whom God's created the world. Amen. This is what Job said. Job 26:7 says, he stretched out the north over the empty place and hangeth the earth upon nothing. Yes. Job said he hanged the earth upon nothing. Amen. You know what that means? That means he's holding everything up by his word. Everything's in place and intact by a word that he spoke. That's why it's important us to get a word in our spirit. Because he'll uphold everything that's in you and around you. So Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, he's holding up everything, even the earth, by his word. But his role with respect to creation continues. He also sustains all things. So not only has he put it in place, he's keeping all things. He's making sure he's going to see you through. Even when you're going through your go-through, he not only saved you, he with you, even until the end of the world. And those things that were meant for evil, he making them good. So the stuff that you suffer end up becoming a benefit for you because it draws you closer to Christ and it helps you share Christ to someone else. So nothing is wasted. In Christ, nothing is wasted. And all of it benefit the kingdom. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it benefit the kingdom. It says the sun also radiates God's glory or brightness or splendor. This is in verse 3. speaking of Jesus, he is the exact imprint or stamp or engraving of God's essential being. Jesus is the clearest picture of God that we have of God. Jesus is the picture of God. Amen. I know you can't explain. I know we haven't seen it, but it's something that inside us that we know and I know of that is there. I might can't articulate it. I might can't describe it to you, but it's something that I know that's inside of me, and I ain't the same. Though I make some mistakes and I do some things the same way, and I may look the same or wear the same clothes, but it's something that inside of me that let me know that you ain't who you used to be.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Finally, he is our high priest.
Amen.
In order to be a high priest, he had to be sinless. The Bible says he was the high priest and the sacrifice. He the sacrifice and the high priest. That's right. That's right. So he's our high priest. He has made purifications for our sins through his sacrificial offering. Here the writer first introduced his unique focus on Jesus as high priest, a theme central to the development of his sermon. His enthronement at God's right hand conveys the power and the glory. It shows his power. Anybody that can proclaim and do what Jesus did must be who he is. And he's so bad, after he did it, he went and sat down. See, it is finished. He said, everything that you need is inside of you. But check this out. He said, know how it's going to get uncovered? Trouble going to uncover it. How? Huh? Yeah. He said it ain't going to be uncovered because you're happy. It's going to be trouble that uncovers the gifts inside of you. People don't like that, they don't like that kind of people. But look, that's what he's saying. He's saying, look, don't worry about the trouble. The trouble is to bring the stuff out of you. He said, because sometimes it takes for you to be backed up against the wall before you start swinging. Huh? Yeah. He said, so the trouble is seeing you running and have you on your knees praying and speaking. And look, it's been sometimes at my job, I walk in a circle and these people, I start speaking in tongues. Look, trouble will bring it out of you. You don't even know it's in you. Huh? Yeah. It brings it out of you. People think you're crazy. Yeah, peculiar anyway, so. But that's what he's saying. God's saying the trouble, don't worry about the seen. The unseen was eternal. The seen is temporal. He's saying, look, the stuff that you're going through is nothing. It's going to benefit you. Matter of fact, it's going to bring out your patience. It's going to bring out your patience. It's going to bring out more love, more compassion. It's going to bring out the best in you.
Hallelujah.
He said, so don't worry about it. He said, you're going to find a treasure just when you're going through your toughest time. You're going to find out how strong. How can you even know how strong you are if you don't go through nothing? How can you be healed if you haven't been sick? How can you be delivered if you wasn't bound by nothing? How can you be set free if you wasn't held up? How can I show you who I am if you don't ever go through nothing? So he said, don't worry about the things that's going on. Don't let that stop you from going all the way. He said, these things that's in your life, some are placed in your life, some are allowed to happen to benefit you. He said, my ways is not your ways. That's right. That's what he's saying. He said, though you don't got to understand it, just trust it. He said, I'm not asking you to understand. He said, all I'm asking you to do is just trust it and believe. And know that I will deliver you. Amen. Then I will make you the head and not the tail. And I'll bring you from the back and put you up the front. Hebrews 1 and 3 tells us, the Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his power, by the powerful word. He's sustaining. That's why it's important to come to Bible study or every chance the door is open or to get around brothers that speaking the word, because it can be one word. You could have heard it millions of times, but something happened this time. You heard it and you be like, oh, it hit you right in your spirit. And you've been hearing it all the time and it never did. But this time it did something. That's why it's important to get this word. Because I'm telling you, spiritually, if you don't get this, you're going to die. You may be holding on for dear life for a little while, but eventually you're going to die. There's no way you can continue to be successful in your relationship with God or even to get to know God, because you need a rhema word. You need a right now word. Because what you got yesterday ain't going to work for today. You need new artillery. You need new weapons. You need the fight. Matter of fact, the fight that you was fighting yesterday ain't the same fight that you fighting. Yeah. That's why it's important for us to get a word as much as possible on our own, in fellowship, and everywhere. Because that's like, how else can God speak to you? Yeah. And God don't anoint things; He anoint people. Huh? I was at a church, they anointed the swing set. I said, what the swing set gonna do? Huh? I said, what the swing set gonna do? What the swing set gonna pray for somebody or something? What is gonna lay hands on? What the swing set gonna do? So we gotta understand this. There's a whole lot of foolishness going on out there. There's a whole lot of foolishness. But what I'm saying is, God put people in your life. Forget those things. Things come and things go. But God put people in your life. You better cherish them people. Because some people will speak a word into you and you'll start believing in yourself. Yeah. You don't even have confidence, but they'll see something in you that you don't even see in yourself. And it'll be a word from God and they speak it to you. And you say, oh, I'm better than that. I can't do that no more. And you begin to change. And you begin to change. So that's why we need to get this word. That's why we need to be around like-minded people, because it encourages you. It encourages you. And it lifts you up and it builds you up and it makes you feel strong. And it lets you know that somebody with you. Somebody cares. Somebody connected to you. Because it's power in unity. And if you're not unified, we're in trouble. The church can't stand. The building can't stand. The community can't stand. If it ain't no unity, it ain't no nothing. Because what the Bible says, a house divided against itself. That's what it says. That's what it says. So God looking for somebody that's going all the way. All the way don't exemplifies that you won't make no mistakes along the way. All the way means when I fall, I'm going to get back up. Well, all the way means it don't matter what happened. I fall down, I slip down, I Michael Jackson. However I do it, all the way means that I got it back right. I said, Lord, forgive me. That's what all the way means. That's right. That's right. So when God asks you to go all the way, He's saying, look, my child, and everything you go through, remember me. He said, don't get so far gone that you're scared to come back. He said, because it don't matter how far you go, you're only one step away. So he said, you can make it. He's the biggest cheerleader. He said, you can make it, baby. He said, you can do it. He said, because when you do fall, all you got to do is say, forgive me. All you got to do is accept it. All you got to do is receive it. All you got to do is receive it. Brush it off. Huh? Get it off. Now, to the folks that's going to talk about it, I tell them like I tell them. So what? Yeah. Yeah. Because it's going to always be people that are going to be looking for you to fall, but wishing you to fall, even praying on your downfall. Huh? Yeah. It's going to be folks that's just jealous, envious, hateful. Hateful. They don't want to do good, but they don't want you to do good. They don't want to see they miserable. They don't want to see nobody happy. Yeah. That's right. And that's them. A lot of times they don't even want to be happy themselves, because they sabotage their own trouble. You know what I mean? They'll start trouble in their own camp. Huh? Yes. They'll start trouble in Unless you smack across the head or something. Come on, y'all know. Come on now. Huh? Yeah. Some people been abused so long they think when you abuse them, you love them. Huh? I've been there, I know. And when you come out of that mess, you be thinking, I used to do what? You saying it, you think, how did I get to that place when I was thinking that somebody loved me because they did this? Huh? Because they did this. They love me because they did that. That's right. But God introduces us to another love, agape love, a love that conquers all things, a love that bears all things, hopes all things, endures all things, a love that'll never leave you nor forsake you, a love that'll love the hell out of you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So that's the kind of love God introduced us to.
Amen.
A love that'll cause you to love yourself. When you first get introduced to Jesus, you ain't got to love yourself. Most of us don't love ourselves. And then we wonder why nobody else don't love us. But that's another issue. But we don't love ourselves. We've been beat down, so much put down, so much by our fathers, our mothers, then our relationships, then in school and out of school, and put down so much, we feel like we nothing. But I'm going to tell you about a man.
Amen.
Yeah, a man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, come see a man. Come see a man that'll take your wounds and take your broken parts and mend them back together and make you whole and you be complete. And then the thing that was so broken now, helping to fix somebody else. God Almighty.
Hallelujah.
Huh?
So true.
He said, just bring me the pieces. Just bring me the pieces. Just give them to me. I'll mend them back together. It'll be better than it was before. You would know what love is. He said, you will know what love is. Yes. And then you begin to love yourself. He said, because you can't give something that you don't got. So if she's wondering why you don't love her, yeah, I don't love you because I don't love me. How can I give you when I ain't got? And when I married my wife, I told her I had about this much love. I didn't know what it was. You know, I didn't know. But she had love. Man, she loved. I'm talking about love. And it ain't that I didn't love her. I just gave all I got. I ain't have no more. It wasn't much, and I gave her that. That was it. That was it. I told her. All I had is this much. I gave you all of it. You understand? I gave her what I had, which was nothing. Which was nothing. You know, but then Jesus, he began to work on your heart. He began to soften your heart. He starts to change things, yeah. Then you say, huh? That's right. He put a heart of flesh in. He take out that stony heart, and then you start having compassion. And then you don't want to treat her or him like you used to treat him no more. Even when they still treat you bad, you be like, I still can't. I ain't gonna do it. And you say, I ain't gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's like you be like, man, God, you done brought me from not loving to now I'm getting treated bad. Now I'm on the other end of the spectrum. When I used to give it, now I'm receiving it. And I ain't doing that about it. You're a bad mama devil. Yeah. Yeah. That's what God will do. That's what he'll do. So when we speak of all the way, we're talking about just enduring. Not giving up. Not falling down and wallowing in it and saying I ain't getting back up. He's saying, what he's saying is this. Through it all. Good, bad, ugly. Through it all, I'm going to praise you. I'm going to worship you. Yeah. That's why I'm talking about people that, because look, we'll talk about people that's in the club and then in the church and this and, but I'm going to tell you, I had to start somewhere, so that's how I started. I'm done with that. I was trying to get in, I couldn't get in, I couldn't get out. Huh? But you keep coming and you receive a word. You keep coming and receive a word. You keep coming, and then, then the cigarettes was gone. Okay, the cigarettes go. All right, so now I'm drinking like a fish, though. I'm telling you, I'm drinking, but I'm still coming and I'm still drinking, and I'm still doing this. Then that's gone. I'm like, man, I ain't done that in so long. And then, then I'm starting to read now. First I was just listening to the music. Now I'm starting to read. God Almighty. That's how he do. That's how he moved. That's how he worked. So that's why we can't talk about people who, when I say in it, now I'm talking about y'all, the ones that are saints, the saints that's supposed to be saints. You know what I mean? That's mature in the faith, that know that we can't mix two things like that. We can't put old wine in new wine skin. Huh? They can't handle it. So when we're talking about it, but when it's a person coming out, that's why we can't judge people, because when it's a person coming out, it's going to, my walk was ugly. My transition, it was ugly. It wasn't nothing pretty about it. I fought, I kicked, I begged, I screamed. I had to get knocked down, went to penitentiary, did 7 years, been shooting people, didn't rob me, it was ugly. I'll tell you, it was ugly. Huh? It was ugly. So most of us, we look back, we know ours was ugly too coming out. It was ugly. It's ugly. Yeah, it's ugly, bro. It's ugly, bro. But it was worth it. Because he made it so that I can get to this place.
Amen.
He made it so that I can get to this place.
Amen.
It took all that for me to get to this place. And each one of us got to go through, I'll go through so we can get to this place. Amen. And when you get to this place, you begin to share it with somebody else about that last place you was in and how he brought you out of that last place and saying, baby, he'll do the same for you. You say, baby, he'll do the same for you. You know what? I thought he wouldn't do it for me. I thought he didn't love me. I thought I did too much against him. I thought I did this. I thought I did this. But look, he still brought me out. Look at me. Look at me. I say, baby, you coming out. You say, you might well praise him right now. Come on, you coming out, girl. And that's what he used us for, to encourage somebody else. That's the whole purpose of ministry. That's the whole purpose of being saved. It ain't for yourself. That's why we got a bunch of selfish Christians. They just worry about what they can get and what God can do for them and don't want to do nothing for nobody else. That's right. Right. So our job is to give information or whatever revelation that God gives us, we're supposed to give it to the whoever needs it. Whoever needs it. Whoever wants it, whosoever will. Whosoever will. That's who it goes out to, all people. That means the prostitute, the dope fiend, the crack addict. That means anybody can receive this. Anybody can receive this. But because if it couldn't, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. So, Christ is the preserver of the universe. He preserves everything. God, and he speaks in past tense. When you talk about preserve us, he preserved us. That means you already going to heaven. Yeah. You already going to receive a glorified body. Matter of fact, you already got one. You just haven't got in it yet. Yeah. You already been glorified. You just waiting for the appointed time. Huh? He going to give you a new body. Yeah. And he said he going to have muscles. That's what he said. That didn't say that, John. He said, I'm going to be young and I'm going to have some muscles. I said, well, that's cool, but guess what? It ain't no marriage in heaven, so you won't be married as soon as Oh, yeah. It ain't no marriage in heaven. Huh? The marriage was for us, right? That's why we won't burn in our passions, right? The marriage was for us. For the flesh, right? It wasn't for no spiritual being. Well, you think you're going to, you ain't going to heaven to have sex? I'm going to have sex in heaven. No. Huh? That's why their body going to be changed. Because it ain't no sex in heaven. We're going to have so much fun praising God. We just being there is enough. That's total satisfaction of spiritual. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. We look forward to having eternal life. That's right. That's right. So we're going to be there. We're going to be talking to him 1,000 years and it's still going to be today. I was talking to you for 1,000 years today. Good God, huh? Yeah. One day with him is equal to 1,000 years. That's right. That's right. So without Jesus, without God, everything will fall apart. Now I know someone say everything already falling apart, but imagine if Jesus wasn't here, what would it be? nobody praying at all and nobody saved, what would it be? So though it may appear that it's falling apart, it's coming together for the saints. I'm going to tell you that. It's coming together for the saints.
Amen.
It's coming together for the saints. I truly believe that the worse the world get, the better off the saints will be. Because God going to take care of his. God, the more he going to show up. The more he going to show up, he going to have to manifest his stuff in mighty ways to keep his kids good. Right? Right? So though it get worse for them, it get better for us. It get better for us. It get better for us. Revelations 5 and 16, this is the New International Version. It says, I know your deeds,
Yes.
that you are neither cold nor hot.
Yeah.
I wish that you were either one.
Yeah.
So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I will spew you out of my mouth. Yeah, that's what he said. So he's saying, look, if you're with me, be with me. I'm not saying that you're not going to make mistakes, that you're not going to go through stuff, that you're not going to stumble. He's saying, but if you're with me, represent like you're with me. Right? That's right. He said, represent like you're with me. Even when you're wrong. Because we can fall and we can be in a mess, right? And we don't owe nobody an explanation. But we can say to somebody, I failed. God didn't fail.
Amen.
God is still God. Don't look at what I did. I did that. But God's still working on me. And he still loves me.
Amen.
You understand? Some of us will say it ain't none of your business. It ain't none of their business. But we can say, look, you better follow Jesus.
Amen.
You better follow Jesus. Because I'm subject to go left at any time.
Right.
I'm subject to go left at any time. Huh? And my mind race 1,000,000 miles a minute. Huh? And pick up all kind of stuff. All kind of thoughts come in. I'll be in church and sometimes a woo come in. Oh, it don't happen to y'all? Yeah. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. Yeah.
The flesh.
Yeah, he'll throw something in your mind. He try to throw a wrench in the game at any time. Now, some of us will think that it's us, but the enemy will try to throw up.
That's a principality of the air.
That principality of the air. Yeah, he'll throw something at you. And we'll think that we bad because a thought entered. We can take that thought. The thought's going to enter. You just got to capture that thought, right? And put it under submission of God. So what God is saying is, he's saying, look, be hot or cold. Be with me or not with me. That's just like you telling your husband, look, are you with me or not? That's the same thing, right? They're just saying, look, you with me or not? Are you with me or are you against it? Are we running together or are you running this way and I'm running that way? Right? That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. So those who are lukewarm are more of a hindrance to the Lord because they do not show any fire, nor do they motivate others. So the people that's lukewarm, they are a hindrance to God. Why? Because they're not showing any fire, no zeal, no love. They ain't even showing the compassion. They're not even showing it. They ain't even motivating others. So the Christians that's lukewarm are a hindrance to God's work. Yeah. They are content to switch on and off, and so they give a bad example. They give a bad example. But Jesus is the potter and we are the clay. Amen. If we are cold, he can still work with us and shape us into his followers. So he ain't said nothing about being cold. He's saying, but if you're cold, just let me know you're cold. Yeah. Because if you want to get fixed and you're cold, I'll fix it. He said, but you can't say I'm hot this day and I'm cold this day. He said, just let me know what's up. I've said that plenty of times. Just tell me what's up, man. Huh? Just let me know, yeah. He's saying, look, just because you're cold, it's not a real problem. He said, because I can fix cold. He said, but when you hot some days, and you're cold some days, and you this some days, and you all over the place, he said, I can't do nothing for you. He said, so if you got a problem, say you got a problem. He said, if you got a problem, he said, let the weak say I'm strong. But he's saying, look, if you got a problem, just tell me you got a problem. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. He said, just bring whatever issues to you. And if we are already hot, Jesus can use you to start a fire everywhere. And I'm going to tell you something about a fire. And I said that Jesus, with me, I consider myself, me being the trash can, Jesus will start a fire in a trash can and burn the whole house down. Yeah, because once I got saved, she didn't even know nothing about Christ. Look, my son here, my grandson, his wife. Look, what I'm saying is, I was a trash can. I was a dope fiend. I was a robber. I was an adulterer. Help me out, Pop. What else was I?
Everything.
I was everything. That's what I was. I was everything. I was everything. You see what I'm saying? I was everything. I was just everything. You know? And learned it from an early age with my father. Doing heroin with my father. Dale when he OD'd. Dale when we shot up this, or we shot up that, or we shot this person, or we, yeah. So, I was a trash can. Y'all, some of y'all was here when my aunt was here. She came in and she dropped me off. She said, you gotta go. She was like, look, she just called. I had robbed a whole lot of people. And she was just like, look, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. Come and pick me up and just drop me off. But look, that's how God worked. And I told you, I came here with a STD, dope sick, and 2 bags of clothes, and looking pitiful. Greasy as I don't know what. When I get high, I get purple. I be purple. I be like oil or something. And sometimes I've been to the jail when it just slid me under the bars, and I was like, phew. Look, I ain't even want to leave until I got some rest. I said, let me just sleep for 3 days, then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go about after 3-4 days. Now you can let me out. But when I first get there, I'm tired. I'm beat up. I'm running. I'm tired, man. I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired. Just moving too fast. You in the city, you're like, it don't never stop. You're like, please just stop. Yeah. So what I'm saying is God will take that, and He'll use it for His good. He'll use it for His good, and He'll start a fire in you. And that fire will consume your whole house. It'll burn up everything in the house. Huh? Even if it take a minute, even if they're rebellious, at some point you keep praising in the house. You keep praying in the house. Huh? Look, and when they sleep, this in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, Lord, please touch her. Huh? Shoot. You better say, I'm coming out. My family, not only am I coming out, my family coming out. Huh? I brush past my son and say, in the name of Jesus. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do. Because the enemy trying to destroy your family, your marriage, your kids, your grandkids. He playing for keeps. Not only is he playing for this world, he trying to get you to go to hell too. He playing for all eternal. He going all the way in. All the way in. Amen? I mean, it's good God to hand clap. We always give an invitation because this is what this is about. I think some churches stop giving invitations. How can you stop giving invitations? Yeah, sometimes we don't get invitations no more. And I used to do this, do like this. But I'm saying, look, if you can't stand up and say I'm ready, you ain't ready anyway. Ain't no sense I gotta close my eyes and you gotta do like this and you gotta hide. But because I'm telling you, this is a war. I'm telling you, to keep your faith.